Hello, bonjour, buenos dias, namaste, hajime mashite, ni hao, assalamu alaikum, everybody out there in the internet. Welcome to Chat with Tekken for January 2025. 2025. Wow, that sounded weird. 2025. So first Chat with Tekken of the new year. 1 month down, 48, 49 to go. If we can make it through the theocratic fascist regime. Yeah. What a not even month it's been, right? But hey, chat with Tekken, let's get off with the topics. So views I'm working on, changes to stuff on the channel. IRL stuff, I'm not touching IRL stuff, dude. It's like yeah. It's like it's like short fuse season for me, and it's just like like the Rolling Stones song. It's like once I get started, I never stop or whatever, and it's just like doesn't take much, and I'm just like the rage just flows through me like a Sith Lord. But yeah, uh, yeah, it's like in time, I'm sure there'll be. Okay, I'm trying to bring it back, Chris. All right, I almost got like way off topic there because I'm not I'm just going off of my template. It's an outline. It doesn't have like every effing word like a script or something. So but yeah, back to task. Videos I'm working on, changes are on the or like videos I'm working on, videos I'm streaming, games I'm streaming. So January, I played a lot of free to play stuff, dude. I gotta say, Zenless Zone Zero, boom, like it's up there, man. Like it has ascended. It is like I think we're at like a new era of free to play games. Like I for the longest time, dude, I looked down on that crap. I was like, mobile games, I don't care about. Free to play, I could care less about. But these ones, like this current batch, and like this upcoming batch of like stuff that's like coming, that's also free to play. I guess in China they actually like make the games. They're not just like soulless loot box microtransaction machines or engines, or like things that you engage with that like companies just want to they are things that you engage with that companies want to get all your money out of you, but like they're actually like there's like a layer of like quality to the cake before you like sink through the icing and you're like, oh no, there's still like soulless gouge me for all my money here. But yeah, it's like I've been playing that. I've been playing a lot of Wuthering Waves. I played Genshin for a hot minute, like 2 or 3 years ago. It bounced off super hard. I was like, dude, what's all the rage with this game? Because it was like blowing up. It was making a ton of money. It was really popular. I played and I was like, I don't see the appeal. I'm gonna go back to it because Wuthering is basically like a new version that like a competing developer made. I'm actually enjoying that one. It's the open world is like really well designed. It looks really good. It runs really good. Combat is like satisfying. And like yeah, the story is actually pretty like good enough to keep you going because it's like okay, what's going on here? It's like after initially like starting the game, and then it's like okay, it's like you wake up and you're like some amnesic person with powers, and it's like okay, well where's this going? Well, actually, the intro is like really insane because it's like there's like a weird cutscene and you're some sort of like celestial cosmic being or something they allude to, but then you don't have a memory, so it's like what? But then I just got to this part of the story where he talked to this dragon. That's the other cool thing is like because it's like Chinese designs in like Southeast Asia, it's like a bunch of like cool like stuff like design wise if you're into that as far as like the Asian aesthetic and like the design, also the music, man. There's like a lot of cool like just chill folk Asian or Chinese music, and it's just like good stuff. Yeah, really digging that game. um I forgot I was going with that, but yeah, Wuthering Waves, man, I'm enjoying it. And like, yeah, I've got like a ton of characters without spending $0. I've spent no money on that. I've spent some money on Zenless. I don't regret it because I basically have like a super OP character now. I ba- I I have I have fulfilled my pay to win prophecy because I was never like fond of free to play games because you could always see like you could always see between the lines of like it gets you to a point and it's like, oh, just spend a bit more, just spend a bit more. And then it's like, Hoshimi Miyabi came out, and I saw that video on YouTube on PlayStation Channel, and I was like, wait, is this Virgil? And then like I had not played the game up to that point, and I was like, I must have this character. And then the game broke me, and I lost my first 50-50. I eventually got the character, and then I was like, okay, but then like the way that gameplay system works in that game is like, the more copies of a character, like your first 7, I'll say, they get more powerful. So it's like I had gotten a few copies. I was like halfway there. I'd spent all my free currency, and I was like, dude, level 6 Hoshimi Miyabi's like really OP. I want and deserve this. And then I broke my rule and I spent a bunch of money on a free to play game. But it's never happening again. So, you know, you live and you learn. So that's like, okay, well, that was my free to play well for a day for a hot minute experience. Never good. I mean, it's funny because like I think back to like the Mass Effect 3 multiplayer, and there was a time when like I wasn't spending a lot. I would just spend like I had spent like I don't remember how much I spent, but then like I stopped because I was like, dude, this is like dangerous. Because it's like it wasn't gacha per se, but it kind of was. It was well, it's like loot boxes, right? So it's like very similar. Of like the thing that you want is maybe in this pack of things, but like there's only a chance, and it's just a whole thing, and it's like, dude, it's like it should be illegal because it's like so borderline gambling, and it's like not super unethical, and like why is this in the games? It's just like the worst way to do microtransactions because it's like after that experience and this experience now I'm just like, dude, there's not like a listing of like this is the thing and you pay to get the thing and you get the thing. It's like, nah, F that. Like First Descendant, I guess, would be an example of that because it's like as bad as it is because it's like it's super pricey. I've not spent any money on that game either. I'm not going to. I'm borderline done with that game, honestly. Oh wait, no, I did buy the swimsuits, didn't I? Yeah, I mean that's the gimmick, right? It was like that's what happened last year. Last year is like I effing embraced free to play and I embraced the jiggle. So it's like I was like, man, these are some very nice character models. Oh, and they're in swimsuits. Sign me up, please. Or just like I think that's also like how I said that I embraced the jiggle because it's like so for so long I'd been like, Dead or Alive, whatever, just Jiggle Fighter, okay, or just games of that ilk. And like I'm so above it, and it's like, man, now Unreal Engine 5 looks so good. It's like, or just like the gameplay was there, and then it's like it's a third-person looter shooter with pretty ladies. It's like, sorry, I know what I like, and it's calling to me, and I'm like, and they have bikini skins, okay, and they're like what, $5 or something. I was like, this is like barely any money, so it's like, sure, why not? And it's like, okay, yeah. And then the game is kind of see, that's the thing. Like the thing about the First Descendant, I like that I keep going back to is like that game is like okay, like what it is and like what it does is okay. Like it would not take a lot for something to come out and be like way better or better. I mean, that being said, I picked up Wayfinder. I haven't played it, but that's like I feel like there's a lot there. As far as like it's just like the Diablo formula, or just like the loot circle formula of like, you kill the thing, get more powerful, kill something more powerful, get more better loot, and it just goes forever as you play through either an excuse plot or an okay story or a decent story or a a Blizzard epic that's been going for like 30 plus years like Diablo where you try to stave off the hordes of hell and demons and blah blah blah. I mean, I've only played like the first one honestly, because like the second one back in the day, my PC couldn't run it, so I'd never played it. The third one I bought Diablo 3, but like that's back when I was okay, not back when I was, but I'm like my way of playing stuff is like in order. So it's like I need to go back to 2, two, play through 3, and then get caught up with 4. I watched a playthrough on YouTube actually because back in the day, dude, Diablo 1, that game was hard, and I couldn't get through it. But yeah, man, I'm very off topic here. I got totally tangented into talking about Diablo, but yeah, that's it. That's like a yeah. It's like a it's like yeah, dude. It's a tried and true formula. I guess in my brain when I like why it's so like burned in and I think about it now, it's just there's so many games just like dying and failing left and right, and it's like, dude, if you just stick to your like formula, keep it simple, stupid. It's like what works, what has always worked, and then just do the Nintendo thing of like don't do something new and different if you're gonna break the mold and like have to reiterate and like or just complete not reiterate, that's not the word, but like just completely restart from like zero. Just like do another and just keep improving on what was there before. It's just I mean, there's that, and it's like just put your games out on PC and console on day one. Don't do like I saw those news reports about EA and Squaresoft, and I was like, or Square Enix rather, and it's like I didn't even know Ubisoft was not putting their games on PC and console on day one, like at the same time. And I'm like, okay, well, I can see like why they're struggling if you're not everywhere every like day one. That's like you expect people to be excited about your game like months later or weeks later. Oh, not weeks later. Weeks later is like fine, but it should be day one. But like weeks later is like but like months later, yeah, good luck with that. Final Fantasy 16 and all these PlayStation first party games coming to PC semi broken or like not optimal. Zeitgeist, people. Anyway, Diablo, yeah. And that's why Borderlands 4 is going to be just fine. Which honestly, I feel like if there was a live service game that could actually succeed, I've been saying this on streaming for a minute, but it would be Borderlands just because it's just it's got that going for it, and it's just that's all it's ever been. Is like you shoot guns and you get loot, and you shoot more things and you get more loot, and the story is pretty like. I didn't even play. I mean, yeah, I know. I gotta say, like, I think I did. Like, I was deflated on 3. I didn't really play the DLC. I'm gonna go back and play it once 4 is about to come out. But it's just those antagonists were so like annoying too. Like 2 was so good as far. I mean, 2 is my favorite in the series, but like, I feel like with Handsome Jack, they had like cracked the code on like a really good antagonist, but then, but then it's like. They should have like not killed him off or whatever, and just like kind of maybe kept it going for a few games. But in hindsight, they effed up and like it. I mean, they can always like just like make up some like Gearbox weirdness, like oh, there's another clone, or there's more clones, or there's a clone, or whatever nonsense, or there's a planet of Handsome Jacks. It's like it's like there's like no bottom but the Borderlands of like how nonsense the story gets. It just like is like a vehicle to get you from like, or like it's just like something that you do while you're playing the game and like enjoying the loot circle that they have because it's so effing like it's so enjoyable. Man, that was not what I was going to talk about here as far as like videos I'm working on. And I'm looking at the thing and I'm like, videos I'm working on, not Borderlands. But here we are talking about Borderlands because that's where my brain's at. But yeah, one second. Yeah. Alright, so I picked this up this year. This is the first retro pickup, maybe the last retro pickup of the year because I don't know what else I'm going to get. But the EGM thing, the compendium, once that comes out, dude, I'm going to be like scouring that to be like, oh man, what games do I want to go back and play or like try to check out? And also Video Game History Foundation has like their, I can't believe, was it archives or something in early access? So it's like there's a bunch of old games I'm going to go back and play, obviously, but like, GTA 6 is either this year or not. It's like it might be this year. It's like I'm pretty sure it's this year. Like, and if it's not this year, it's like it's pretty effing soon. So I'm like, let me just play through all of them, like all of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and the side games via Liberty City Stories, Vice City Stories, Chinatown Wars. Okay, maybe not like all the spin-offs because I don't have all of them. Like the advanced games. Like why would I do that to myself? But like the main lines, and then like the semi spin-off or like in between games, you know, whatever. So that was GTA and the London. I've never actually played the London game. I've only played like a demo of GTA with the first one back in the day on PC, and then like London I've never actually played. And then like it's so crazy because like I got this and I was like, dude, I don't even know if the last time was I saw like a case of like a physical case with a physical game in it, or a PS1 game, and then like it was a multi-disc one, and I was like, dude, I don't even know what the last time was I saw some like one of these, and I was like, man, it takes me back because I got rid of all my cases because they take up so much space. And then yeah, GTA 1. That's the deep dive this year. Last year, man, last year was such a fell well on the deep dive because I did Forza the year before, and then last year I just couldn't make up my mind, and like halfway through I was like, oh, I'll do Akira Toriyama stuff, and just never got around to it. So, or maybe it was Suikoden I was supposed to do last year. I don't remember, man. It's like, yeah, last year's deep dive, whatever it was, did not go through and work out, so that's the whole thing. So I guess now that we're at the beginning of the year also, it's like I kept saying in the past chatting with Tekken's like I need to wind the channel down so I can spin it back up. I mean, I'll still work on that, but with the output I've got going on now, man, it's like I don't know, because like now I've got stuff daily. Like I've like got to where I can like get stuff out. Okay, it's like okay, like I've kind of like made a problem for myself because I'm supposed to like be doing less on the channel, but now I'm doing kind of more, but it's not really more. It's just like more, but the videos are shorter, so it's like I kind of found my own way in that regard. But I thought of a new video series because I was looking at my PS5 and it has like your game count, and the fact that it's like 1200, it's like 1198, it's almost 1200, and I was like, dude, this is absurd. And I was like, wait a minute, and I was thinking about all the videos I did on the PSN store, right, when I'm like just browsing the store. I mean, I had this idea had been like bubbling in my brain because I was like thinking about like doing a video on like all the PSN games that I bought on the PSN sales, and I was like, I should like play some of these and just like talk over them like I do in this video. But then I was like, wait a minute. When I go to my library, it says 1200 effing games, and I was like, wait, because like initially I was like, yeah, I'll just play them for. I'll just play like these games I like browse the store for like an hour or two, whatever. Because I played that was it Darklight? I don't remember what it was, but like I don't remember the name. It was like the 2D, you know, roguelike, futuristic, post-apocalyptic. I played it for a minute. I'd like to go back to it, you know, whatever. Like maybe I will, maybe I don't. Sometimes I don't. Look at effing Diofeld Chronicle. That's like the one that got away this gen. Anyway, I'll come back to it. He says. I was like, dude. Because like at that time I like thought, you know, I even put like I said it in that video. I was like, you know, I'll just play them for like an hour or something. And then I was like looking at my library count, and I was like, wait a minute. And I was like in my brain, like the like the light bulb is like sizzling or like lighting up, and the gears are cranking, and like it's just like, you know, I'm like, wait a minute, I got 1200 games. I was like, you're almost 1200. Then I was like, that's over 1,000 games. So I was like, if I play every game for an hour and I just like talk over it, that's 1,000 hours. And I was like, okay, like I had that initial idea. I was like, that's not that 1,000 hours of content. And then I was like, I came up with like the perfect title in my brain. I was like, I ought to call it 1,000 hours of games because it's over 1,000 hours. And I was like, and it was just like, oh my, I had like this eureka moment, or like whatever it's called. I was just like, dude, and I was like, that was like, man, I was like, I have not had that good of an idea in such a long time, and it feels so good when like have a good idea, or like you think you have a good idea. This might just blow up and fail. I don't care, but like this is happening, okay? Because it's like, I was like, dude, effing, I'm playing Zenless like an hour every day, and I'm like, I could play something from my library every day. But here's like the idea I had. It was like I would play something for an hour, and like the beginning hour, because obviously you have to start from the beginning, and like maybe revisit it like later on. But I was like, dude, I don't have time to play all these games, so it's like just do like an effing hour at the beginning, and just like, you know, it'll be. I mean, there's like a similar. I had a similar series on the previous channel before it got taken down. It was like 15 minutes a game, so obviously like the slices were smaller. but now it's like an hour game, and it's like I think I actually saw this on like another channel. I was like watching it before, but I was like, dude, it's whatever. I don't care. Like I'm not taking that idea from them. It's like I only thought of this when I thought of like the whole 1,000 hour thing. So I was like, oh my gosh, if I play everything I have, that's 1,000 hours. That's over 1,000 hours because it's over 1,000. Because I was like, wait a minute, because that's just PS5. And I was like, that's not Steam. That's not Xbox. That's not it's like all together, it's like thousands of hours. And I was like, dude. But then I was like, wait a minute, Chris. Maybe this channel is not the one you should be putting that on. So I think what I might do is either put it on a different channel, or just because I don't want to like start a playlist of it and then like on this channel and then just like throw it into this already crowded like channel of just like whatever. So I think that might just be its own thing, because I was like, dude, that can be one of the cores, or the verticals rather, because that's like in my brain how I just talked about, spinning the channel down this one, and then just, I talked about this before, like I spin it down, spin it back up, and it's like Voltron style, but reverse, and it like splits apart, because I've got like so many effing things on this channel where it's just like video games, comics, whatever, politics, and it's just like there's too many like things that are not the same thing, and it's just like that's not how you're supposed to do a YouTube channel. I mean, it is. I mean, you can, like, I've been doing it, but it's like, that's not how you're supposed to do it, Chris. So that's, like, definitely going to happen eventually, for sure. I get, man, because I'm like, dude, I should start I guess I'll start February, I guess. And then, like, you have to, like, do something to get your, like, video, whatever limits raised. So that's the whole thing. But yeah, it's like, that's, the sooner I start on that, the better, because it's going to take a long time. Because at first I was like, dude, like 1,000 hours is a long effing time, but I'm like, if it's an hour a day, that's whatever. It's like over course, that I mean, that's the thing. It's like there's a 360. Because I was doing the math on this too, because I was like, dude, an hour a day for 1,000 hours, that's multiple years, because 365 days in a year. So that's good. I mean, it's whatever. I honestly don't care. Like I've already made my bed on this idea. I'm like, this is happening. So I was like, whatever. I'll just do it, and then like I'll do it alphabetical, because obviously, and then that's like the only way I could like keep track. And it's like, you know what, F it, I don't care. Like I'm gonna do this. And it's like eventually, there'll be 1,000 games of that 1,000, like an hour of like gameplay, like 1,000 vertical slices. What more could you ask for, right? And it's like, yeah, smart brain is like, well, what if this? Well, if it, like, yeah, even if it fails, it's like whatever. It's like it's a neat little endeavor. And then like point one, some games I have I've never played before, so it's like it'd be nice to like just finally like boot up some of these and play them. Because some of them just like sit in the library. Because I was thinking about that like during the PSN itself, like how many games I just buy, and like they just sit in your backlog, and like so I'm, like every time I buy one, I'm like, do I need this game? Do I really need this game when I've got so many more I've never played? It's like the answer is no, but it's like I'm not gonna not buy it. So it's just it's the whole thing. It's a whole thing. But yeah. I mean, the same thing is happening next. I'm like, I'm just waiting for Monster Hunter at this point. I'm just waiting for Monster Hunter Wilds to save me from the free-to-play games I'm playing right now. And then, I'll stop playing. I'm not gonna stop playing them, but it's like I'm gonna try to like work in where I can play. I said this on stream, I believe, on Zenless this morning. It's like I've got Monster Hunter I'm playing on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, probably for like big chunks of time. But the reason like free to play works for me, and like I've been able to like to fit it in, is like you can just like boot that stuff up and play the dailies and do your dailies, and it's like whatever. So it's like as long as the game's like good or adequate, or you're enjoying it, right? It's like you're not like, because like first Descendant, I'm like, I don't really need to be playing this game. I bounced off the story. I haven't played the story missions in like a minute. Actually, that like first season or second season, whichever, the one with like this ship that came in, that you had to do like a bunch of hard stuff to get to. Like I didn't even like bother with it. So I guess I could get back into the story in this month and check it out before I drop it again. Because honestly, I'm kicking that game to the curb. Like once Monster Hunter drops, like because yeah, like every month you can see like what the battle pass is, and they've been pretty crappy, honestly, in my opinion. So I'm like, I honestly don't even feel like playing it. That being said, they did give away Ultimate Bunny, which was nice. So yeah, it's whatever. But yeah, like okay, let me go like down the list of like all the free to play stuff I've been playing, because it's like there's First Descendant, which I've been playing since like the last summer, so that doesn't really count because I didn't just start it, but that's like in the pile. Like I said, it's just pretty ladies, third-person shooters. I mean, there's dudes in it too, but it's like, I'm there for the ladies. And it's like, yeah, it's an okay Diablo formula using third-person shooter or whatever. Nothing to write home about. Um, I'm trying to think. Like, I mean, I did say Genshin, but that was like 3 years ago. I haven't gone back to it. I did boot it up like recently just to see like where it was at. I don't know if I said this last time. I probably did. I repeat myself a lot. I'm sorry. I was just like standing in the field, and I'm like, what am I doing here? And I was just, so after playing so much Withering, which I super enjoy Withering Waves. I'm not gonna repeat what I said earlier, but it's good. I'm gonna keep up with that one. It's like when I go back to like Genshin and see like why do people play this game? It's like I still have like I just don't know. It's like I mean that's the thing is like part of my brain is like you don't have to like it's like that's the thing about some things, right? It's like some things you're not gonna like that other people like, and it's like I think this is just that case of just like I play this and I'm like, who plays this game? Who really likes this? Why are they spending money? And just like just it's a thing, man. I'm just like, what they have? Um, but yeah, like as far as like every week, I'm trying to like have at least one Withering Wave stream. I would like to stream more of those other free to play games and be like that. Tower Fantasy. Tower Fantasy is terrible. I played that game. I'm like, why do people play this game? Like the gameplay is not that good. And I'm just like, oh, and then you look at the loading screens. It's full of very scantily clad anime ladies, and I was like, is this it? Is this all it takes for some people to just play a game? Like, oh man, I really like the waifus. It's like there's nothing going on here. The gameplay's not good. It's like, I mean, I don't know, dude. I guess like that was the game, right? That was the one I played, and I'm like, I'm trying to, I'm trying to see it. Like how, okay. I don't know how to say what I want to say without coming off insulting or insufferable. So I'm not gonna say it. But I was like, I played it, and I was like, oh, it's one of these. And I guess there's just a lot of people that play a lot of these. And that's just, that's just a thing sometimes. So it's like, yeah, just shuffle it under the rug and be like, I can't do anything about this. The quality's not there. I can see why you're playing, but I disagree. What else? Oh, there was this game that's ending service in March. I played because I was like, okay, well, it's ending service in March. I watched the trailer on the PSN store. I was like, oh, this game looks cool. And I finally get around to playing it. It took me like a long time to get around to playing it. 1,000 hours of games. And then, it's like I see a little thing on like, oh, we're ending service in March, and I was like, oh, whatever. But it's a fun little game. Caravan stories. You like go out in the world, do stuff. It's a whole different. I mean, it's like an MMO, but you don't really like meet other players for a minute until you get to like this first hub city after going through a bunch of smaller quests to get there. But it's got gacha mechanics, so it's like, ugh. I spent zero money, zero money. Well, zero money, $0, whatever in that game. It's been an enjoyable little small, uh, you know, free to play game with like a cool art style. I very much appreciate the art style of that game. It's got a cool like cel shaded look with like the way the characters are like rendered in, but they have like moving parts on, or not moving parts, but like they're like the textures move. It's very watercolor. I don't know. It's hard to describe. It just looks really cool. So I was like, this game is cool. This is a cool looking game. So I'm glad I was able to stream it before it went offline. Um, I was going to revisit Dauntless, but apparently they ruined that game. So I guess I might check it out for like a day. I really like Dauntless too. I was like really hoping that new update would like, I guess like make it better or add more cool stuff, but apparently it ruined the game, so they're ready to go back. And it's like it is just like a dollar menu. I mean, not to insult it, is a fun game, but like it's more like a dollar menu Monster Hunter of like, okay, well if you want a free to play Monster Hunter game, here you go. It's not 1-to-1 though. It's like it's got different like it's not the same. It's basically you can like get crazy with it, like character building stuff. But then there's like also microtransaction nonsense as far as like outfits and whatever. So it's like, but yeah, I'm trying. If I had to say, what was the game that made me be like, I think we're onto something here with this like new free to play era. It was definitely Zenless and Withering, because after I played Zenless, dude, that was it, man. Like that. I don't know if I talked about this game last time because I don't know how much I was playing it at the end of December. I think it just started. But dude, this game, like, I feel like it is like it's on the level of it's I guess I'll just say it's underappreciated and under whatever under what's that game called? Or not that word. The game. Not that game. What's the word? Effing underrated. There we go. Because like it's a 3D action. It's a 3D character action game. It's got really like it's got layers of tech. It's just like, dude, it plays like a fighting game. Like the more I play it, the more I'm like, okay, this feels very like Marvel because you've got like three different characters, right? And then like they all do different things depending on like how you play it with your characters because it's like I'm not going to get into it, but it's very like you've got different types of characters, and then even beyond the different types because it's like stun, support, attack, anomaly, defense, and then it's like beyond the different types you've got elements. So it's like that's what hooked me, dude, because I was just like in my brain it just like I don't know what happened. It was just like it like the wires crossed, and then I just started thinking Pokemon. Because I was like, every time I got a fire character, I was like, Charmander, Charizard, and then like every time there's like a lightning character, I'm like Zapdos, and then like yeah, like in my brain, I think it's like just like the pre-existing like synapses or something from like Pokemon are like activated when it's like elemental because it's all elemental damage, and so and that's just what is funny to me is like I would have thought in my brain it would go to like Final Fantasy or something, but it goes to Pokemon. But I think also the reason like it goes to Pokemon is because okay, so like every character in the game they're called agents, and like they're all just like very strong character designs on these characters of like who they are or not know who they are, but like they all just have like a very strong presence, and it's just like it, and the game is very anime. It's like it is an anime game that you play, or an anime that you play, I should say, because like 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 leading up to this point, I hated that stupid effing phrase of like anime game. I was like, dude, that's the worst. I hate that. I even hate that phrase. Those two words together. Like, what the f is an anime game? That doesn't make any effing sense. Like, there's genres, there are game genres. It's in the genre, and it's like okay, oh sure, maybe it like looks like an anime or whatever. Like, I don't understand what you're saying when you say anime game. This game is an effing anime game, dude. You're playing an effing anime. Like, the like dialogue, the character design, the music. Oh my gosh, the music in this game. That's the other thing, dude. It's like I'm I'm sorry. Like, I'm going to gush over Zinless because it is so effing good, but like everything hits. Everything hits. Like I said, the gameplay is just like the layers are there, and then you've got the like mechanics of like elemental damage, and it interacts, and it just works, and it's just awesome. And then like beyond that, you've got RPG elements, dude, and that was the secret sauce. Like that's what hooked me as well. It was like you can level up your characters, and it's like build them up with like different like stats or whatever, and it's like this that, and then like after playing it so much, like something in my brain was like, dude, and I was like, I feel like I've played this game before. This feels familiar, like, or just like I've got this feeling. It's like, see, like, yeah, like now I'm at the point where it's just like 40 years of existence. This, I feel like Cup and like Transformers the movie of like, oh, this reminds me of something. What is it? And there's like I can't put my finger on it, and I was like, Batman Arkham. I was like, and I was like, oh yeah, it's like effing like I've not played a game where it's like I've just like gone instances like just like rooms of combat. I'm just like boom, 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 and just like blowing through the game. I'm just like loving the combat and just like smacking the crap out of everything and just like chasing scores or chasing like clearing rooms or chasing like whatever and just instance after instance after instance. And it's just like that's what the game was. It was like there's just all these instances that you do, but it's just instant space. So it's just, you have a team of three, you go through the thing, and like you either try to get a high score, survive, or whatever the objective is. And it's like you get a ranking at the end, and that's what also hooked me, dude. I was like, I got to get S rank and everything, and it's like, whew, man, like that. After I figured out, I was like, you know what, this is what it is. It's like I have not been just like really into a 3D action game like this since Batman Arkham. And I think like gameplay, it is not the same, but it's similar enough because there are like tells on the enemy, like when they're about to attack and they like flash red or they flash yellow, and that's like you should dodge or you should parry, counter into your assist, and it's like, but then it's like it gets so like effing anime as far as like it goes like over the top animations and like the color and like I mean there's like a a flash warning every time you load the game, but so it is kind of over the top in that regard. And it looks so good. This, I cannot understate how good this game looks. And like, if you've not played it in 4K, like on console, not on the phone. I mean, I'm sure it looks good on the phone too, but like, dude, playing this game in 4K 60, I was like, I think that's also, it's just, it plays so good, so smooth, and it looks so good, and it's just like, I'm sorry, I'm like over 30 minutes in. I did want to run long here, and I've only been talking about videos I'm working on. And it's like, I'm not really talking about videos I'm working on because it's just more than what I've been playing. But yeah, Zenless Zone Zero. That's the one. That's the one, man. Effing. It's there's a lot going on there, but it's like, if I were to boil it down to like the basics, it's like when I tweeted at RPG, I was like, it's basically like Final Fantasy 14 because you got like a cast of characters. The story goes, you follow them through the story, and it just gets better and better. But then like things get like escalated. But then it like does the thing that 14 does, where you like it introduces factions, it introduces like antagonists, it introduces like all this stuff, and then like as far as like the story and the characters, like that's all like interacting and like intersecting like as you play chapter by chapter through the story. And there's only 5 chapters. But when you get to chapter 5, dude, and it's like, oh, chapter 5, man, chapter 5 in the story mode, just, if you've not seen the videos, I'm not gonna spoil it for you. Like, just play it yourself. But it does like one of the most anime things ever at the end, and the credits come in, and I was like, oh, that's magical. That's magical. And I was like, I'm good. I'm just like, I'm in. That was like that, yeah. Like I actually, I think I clipped that video and I uploaded it to the channel, but dude, chapter 5, man. Like, once you get to the end of that chapter, if like you're not like, yes, if you play through the story mode and you get to chapter 5 and like, I would say it's either, you know, you're either gonna be like, yeah, I want more of this, and I'm like really enjoying Zenless Zone Zero, or like you can go play something else, because if you're not feeling it, you're not enjoying it at that point, I would say go play something else, because that was, wow, that was like, dude, I played that and I was like, this game deserves a Game of the Year award, or not Game of the Year, or this game should have got a Game Award at the Game Awards, because it was like, dude, this is like eclipsing other things I have played this year, or like hitting the same beats. Or not, I'm sorry, not the same beats, but like, you know, like getting to like the same levels of hypeness. Like effing Tekken 8 story mode, when they like go and they're crashing, like go into the atmosphere and they crash back down and they're fighting on a flippin' like, you know, piece of land mass to like fight as they crash back into the atmosphere. I was like, dude, this is like as hype as that, if not more. And I was like, dude, Zenless. Oh, so effing good. But yeah, dude, just, I really enjoy that game. It's really effing good, and I'll probably be talking about it every, well, I guess every update, right? Like they just had the Astra stuff. I'm not going to get into it, but it's cool. That's the other thing, is like as they add more characters, because it's like, how, like what else can they do? And it's just, it seems like there's like no limit, because like the game has such a high skill ceiling of like what you can do, but like all the character designs are so unique and like what's that word? Imaginative. And it's like, dude, it's like, because there's a robot guy, there's a shark girl, there's a wolf guy, there's like furry characters, there's anime characters. Well, I guess anime characters are furry characters, whatever. Or just, I shouldn't say, but if you're fitting when I say furry characters, or like there's like anamorphic animal people, and there's like robot people. There's one robot guy, but there's other NPCs that are robots. Because I was like, well, there's no other robot people. But there are when you think about it. And there's just like, you know, humanoids. You know, just normal humanoids. And there's like androids too, because I was like, wait, is this person a robot? Like they talk very monotone, and I'm like, why are they like this? And it's like, oh, because they're supposed to be a robot / android. Those are different things. Whatever, you know what I'm saying. And I was like, man. Also, the setting is quite awesome, or just interesting, because it's like post-apocalyptic, but it's got like one of the weirdest settings. It's a whole thing. All right, I've gone on long enough about Zenless. But yeah, as far as like videos I'm working on for the channel, to get back on get back on topic. Fantasian. I said I'd come back to that in February. I'm coming back to it. So that's going to be... I also need to... Okay, so there's 2 things I need to do. It's like, I'm going to come back to Fantasian number 1. And then number 2, I want to make like a roadmap for the channel. So I will. Like, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I'll figure it out because obviously I'm like, dude, you need to make a roadmap for the channel, Chris. So it's like roadmap for the channel. I'll come back to Fantasian, and like when Monster Hunter comes out, it's like, you know, that's like the main game, but I'll still be playing all the free to play stuff on the side. I'll try to fit it all in. But like right now, getting like, yeah, right now videos are coming out every day on the channel, so hope you're enjoying them. If not, whatever. But yeah, it's like the okay. So like since I'm still in the videos I'm working on, and you know, I'll just do what I always do because it's videos of what I'm working on, or videos I'm working videos I'm working on, changes to the channel, or changes the stuff on the channel, IRL stuff. There's no IRL stuff. I'm not gonna worry about it. I said it earlier, but so I will try to work in the like main game. That's like not the free to play game because like the free to play games are easy to play like I said every day like hourly or like an hour's worth every day to make it like, you know, bang bang bang, content done, bing bang boom, upload it, whatever, or like take the archive on Twitch, move it over, you know, that's that. I mean, it's basically just like a slow going process of like building my characters in Zenless right now, but it's, you know, I'll get there eventually. Of like maybe being able to do more stuff every day or not, whatever. Or I feel like, you know, interested in like what the gameplay loop is like on a daily basis if you're already at like close to the end game. And then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday on my days off, it's like that's when I'll play like the bigger chunks of stuff that's not free to play, like that's the main game. So I'll go back to Fantasian, try to get through that on Monday. Yeah. And then once I'm through with that, it's like I guess try not to jump into anything before Monster Hunter because it's like, you know, we're just keeping the seat warm for Monster Hunter at this point. I mean, I might play GTA, I guess, at that point. I did have like also a thing. I can't remember. I'd have to find the post. I think I talked about this on the channel a bit of like the whole death list, wish list, and then something else or death list, death list, a favorites list, and then like watching anime every time I roll credits or something. I can't remember. Just to like get through the current administration. I was like, it's a weird triangle of things and like how they bounce off each other, but whatever, I forgot. I think that might be it. I'm not sure what else. Hold on, I think I have this open on another window. I almost did the thing where I hit the laptop and like the camera just. I actually haven't done that yet this time, I think. So yeah, that. I guess before I continue, also maybe more videos where I'm like in my browser / window, whatever, browsing through stuff and like talking about stuff. I want to do a video like that actually for like my games I'm looking forward to. I want to do like games I'm looking forward to. I'm not sure if I said that this video for like this year, and like, you know. See, now I'm thinking about Zenless because like there's this line that Astra says in like one of the things or the event quest, I think, where she's like, you know, because they just did like a Happy New Year thing, so it's like, you know, she's like Happy New Year this year, next year, every year. So I'm like, you know, that's gonna be my new thing on like my games of the year. It's like this is what I'm looking to this year, next year, and every year, because you know who knows if it gets delayed forever, or just like, you know, doesn't. The current game that's at the top of my list that I've not seen any updates on in quite a long time, Wolf Among Us 2, because you know, Telltale. What the F, man? Like, yeah, let's not get, let's not talk about it. I bought Expanse, so don't look at me. I also bought Dragon Age because, you know, I would like the studios I'm a fan of not to fail. So don't look at me. It's not my fault. I did my part. I supported the studios I care about, or not. I say I shouldn't say I care about. That's not the right word. The studios I'm a fan of and whose work I enjoy. There we go. Alright, so we got more Zenless on here. There's gonna be a ton of Zenless on here. Gran Turismo is still pumping out stuff, but I don't plan on doing anything in that one for like, yeah. Oh, I guess something I would like to do, I don't know if I'm gonna do anytime soon, is the Tekken 8, the Heihachi story chapter. I should probably do that as well at some point. There's a lot of Zenless in here, man. I mean, I guess I played every day, so yeah. Also, someone came into my chat on my stream in Twitch was like, do you have a Discord? So I did say something about doing something like that, I think, last time. I really need to like write these things down every time I'm like talking about this crap and I'm like, oh, this is an idea, this is an idea, or this is the thing I'm doing. Because it's like sometimes I just talk about it and it's like in my brain. Sometimes I forget, sometimes I don't. And sometimes I'm like, ah, 1,000 hours game, that's such a good idea, Chris. Oh my gosh. Then I proceed to like, it's going to take a minute to get to that one because I want that to be its own channel, but it could happen, man. Or it's going to happen. It's like, yeah, just take an hour a day. Yeah, and I'm like thinking to myself, I'm like, just take an hour a day, play something, and it's like, I think, yeah, I think it's at this point it's very much a coping mechanism because it's like, oh, what happened today? Well, if nothing else, at least I got some dopamine in to try to get me through the next 20 plus hours. Well, I guess, or however many hours until I fall asleep, and then it's on autopilot until I hopefully wake up, right? I, that could have took a turn. Let's just not go there. Yeah, Tower Fantasy I would like to revisit and like get through the story. Same, like I think with Wuthering, because there is like an end point, right, for like where the story is at. Like once I get to a certain point, I will just like switch like different game maybe and like start up with the story mode and that. But I'll still do my dailies, just not on stream. But then currently I'm at like a good stopping point in Withering, so I'm not going to actually switch over to Genshin and try it for a bit to be like, can I get back into this? And if I can't, I'll just delete it and move on. Actually, because I'm enjoying Zenless so much, I was like, dude, I really like turn-based JRPGs, and that's what Honkai Star Rail is. So I'm totally gonna like check that out at some point. Probably before Monster Hunter, because if I don't get around to it before Monster Hunter, it's probably not happening because, man, I am so hyped for that game. And I don't know if I said this last time, but it's like in my brain, I already have like an idea of like what I'm gonna do. Even if I get through like, even if I like blow through the story and like get through the end and like just, find myself waiting for like the whatever the roadmap is for their content, it's like I'm just gonna like hunt like one monster every day for a day, every week, and just that's Monster Hunter. And then, like, and if I ever get like to a point in that game where I'm just like waiting for something else in the game to come out because I'm like at the end game or whatever, that's what it's gonna be. It's gonna turn into just weekly hunting stuff. And it's like one monster every week for like a day, and maybe help out some viewers and subscribers, and then just like that's that. Because sometimes it's like, yeah, it can be like that monster, and it's like you'll get to higher rank and master rank's not out yet, or you'll get to whatever, and it's like you're just waiting, or they're like, oh, this Elder Dragon's not done yet, we're still working on it, or just just. We don't know, but that's how it was in Iceborne, man. I'm sorry, not Iceborne. It was in World. Was like, if you got to the end and it was like Elder Dragons. And then it was like, it's a whole thing. Go back and watch the streams, but like, it was, yeah. I mean, that was, yeah. Man, World and Iceborne, that was a fun time. Because I would say in World, I was definitely not as good as I was in Iceborne. In Iceborne, I played the crap out of that game, and I got good. And I was like, man, it felt very satisfying. Like World, I was like constantly hitting walls, I felt like. And it was very like much persevere and like get through and just like find guides on like stuff I was stuck on, like effing Tempered Karen. Ugh. Or Kieran. F that effing unicorn a-hole monster thing. Oh, that's the other thing, dude. Like Valhazak, man. Valhazak was like, I had such a hard time with Valhazak at the beginning, and I ended up like hunting it so much just to like get good at the fight, and like I killed like so many by the end of it. It was so satisfying. And then that was like the cool thing, right? Was when, or for me personally, was like when Sunbreak came out, or the was it Rise and Sunbreak? Anyway, like that those two games, or like that game and that expansion of like the one that was on Switch that got ported over. It's like, I was like at that point, man, I was just so on it. I could just like get through the game with like no issues, and that was awesome. So that was quite enjoyable. It's like the first time I went up against the Amasu, got through it, and I was like, yep, that felt great. So I'm hoping that continues. And I am really looking forward to that game so much. Like, I cannot understate that. And, like, that's the thing, right? Like, for me, it's like, okay, this year's Monster Hunter Wilds and GTA 6. But even if GTA 6 gets delayed, I'm fine because I'll just be playing Monster Hunter for a year. Because it's like, dude, 2020, Fatalis came out. And I remember just getting punched in the face, but then getting through it, and then like uh, getting over that hump, and it's like after that, I'm like, dude, if I can kill Fatalis with randoms in this game, I can do anything. So that's the other thing. Is like it's just such a fun time to like. It would be nice to like have like a dedicated group of friends to play the game with, but it's like I remember for sure Rise and Sunbreak, and then maybe even to like a lesser extent Iceborne and whatever. It's like I'll just throw up a SOS flare and just play with randoms, and it never gets old. And like this time I want to kind of like learn how to play all the different weapons, so that might be another thing I do. Because there's so much to do in that game. It's like if you ever get bored, you can just like think of stuff. Like either think of stuff for fun or not fun challenges, but like think of stuff for stuff to like challenge you as a player to be like, okay, well, I'll do this with no armor, or I'll do this with like the stuff that you should not do because it's not optimized in this specific encounter or whatever. And it's like, yeah, so I'm very much looking forward to it. Yeah, there's a bunch of Zenless Zone Zero stuff on here, so there's not really anything on here before that. I'm sorry, not before it, but for the last month and a half. So, oh wait, 1 second. There's some. Let me look at the stuff like that's on here before I started playing Zenless like a crazy person every day. Oh, I guess I should say that too. Like I have a stream every day on Twitch for Zenless. Cause I'm trying to stream it every day because I was like. It was basically like kind of out of boredom, but then I was like, what's something I haven't done in like 40 years, and like as a challenge to myself. And it's like there's been years when I've streamed a lot. There's been years when I've streamed like not very much at all, and I was like, okay, I guess I could try like a daily stream this year and see if I could make it a year streaming every day. And then when I have like no growth on my channel, be like, yeah, I just stream for fun. That's all. It's like it's not even gonna be a thing of like I try to make it a profession because I couldn't make it work because I'm a failure. Anyway, that was a bit brutal, Chris. But yeah, dude, I traded my Series X, so that Dragon Age Origin fly-through, I have no idea when that's finishing because I can't play it. Like, I can't play anything on my Xbox because I don't have an Xbox, even though everything's in Xbox. Also, yeah, dude, like, dude, I gotta say, as someone who bought a Series X, like, relatively early compared to when I got every other piece of Xbox hardware, because I didn't get the 360 till the Elite came out because of the Red Ring issue. I didn't get a OG Xbox until way late in that generation, like until they were basically like discontinued, I imagine, and like I guess PS3 and 360 weren't out, but it was like just considered old at that point because you get like a bunch of used games for cheap. I think it's like I don't remember when I got them. When I got it, it might have been when 360 was out, honestly, but just like it was super cheap. And like all the games were cheap, but like I was like super late to the party. I wasn't super late to the party. I'd played it before, I just hadn't owned one. But then like Series X, dude, I got that one. I got Series S close to launch, if not at launch. No, I got it relatively close to launch. I didn't buy it at launch because I was trying to get Series X, but I couldn't get one. And I was like, F it, I'll get the Series S. Then I traded that in for a Series X, and then I had the Series X for like. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Like I had it until the PS5 Pro came out, because I traded in for that. And then effing now the Xbox games are going to PlayStation. It's like it's like it's whatever, dude. It's like I wanted to believe that Microsoft could actually like Xbox could actually like have a games division and like believe in their vision, blah blah blah. Or I thought they were like I thought they were on track. I feel like if you look at what happened, right? It's like if they could have just held out until Indiana Jones. Like, they're hitting their stride right now. It's like, last year was their year because Sony basically had nothing except for Astrobot. And it's like, they surrendered. I mean, I guess, well, there's multiple reasons, right? It's like, obviously, if you look financially, the CEO's like, dude, we gotta make money. And it's like, okay, I can understand, like, where they're coming from, but it's like, dude, you guys were just like, you're so close. You're so close. And it's like, now they're just Sega. And it's like, do I really want to be? Do I really want to get an Xbox again? It's like I will because backwards compatibility, and I have like a 4K Blu-ray player machine because I'm not getting physical on my PlayStation. So, but then also because like that can actually play 360 stuff, so it's like it's worth it to have the disc drive to have like access to old games that you can't either download because they're delisted. Well, 360 Marketplace is like a whole thing. I think most of the backwards compatible stuff is maybe still on there, but then some of it's been delisted. It's a mess because not all of it is, right. Like the Jurassic Park game from Telltale, if I can find a physical copy, I can put it in and play it. Or that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle game from Platinum, if I can find a physical copy, I can put it in the disc drive and play it. They're not on the store, the online store. You can't just download it digitally because they've been delisted. So it's like there's a bunch of stuff like that. Yeah, even Syndicate, I picked that up last year some point. I don't know if I ever showed it on stream, but I did pick that up. Or, I'm sorry, not on stream, on this channel Tekken, but yeah. But so I do. So I'm just like wait and see like what their next hardware move is, because honestly, it's like there's so many rumors about them doing something, or just like a Saturn type thing where it's like they have something coming out that's like supposed to be like super duper powerful, but why would you buy it? Especially like in this economy with these prices, with these tariffs. Yeah, good luck with that. And then but then like the Galaxy Black is like the one I would like to get if I do get one again, but it's $600 and I'm like, dude, I'm not paying $600 for an effing Series X. So it's like, at least not until I can just comfortably spend that amount of money and be like, oh yeah, whatever, $600 down the effing tubes. So that'll be months away at this point, but then I think about it and I'm like, why would I do that? There's nothing exclusive to the box. Like everything on there is coming to PlayStation, so it's like I have no reason to. So it's like a weird, ironic situation of like I buy the machine, but all the games I'll be playing on PlayStation, and then like, with the exception of like stuff that I already bought, like Starfield, right? So it's like it's basically just like a shiny retro machine with like better, or not better, but just like the Xbox, what's it called, boosting, or just the Series X, whatever improvements or enhancements to like backwards compatible stuff. My phone fell asleep. So 1 second. Let me see where we're at, right? But then I just said that, right? Like, because I'm working on changing the channel, there's no IRL stuff. Wait 1 second. I gotta do my games I'm looking forward to for the year, because there's not that many of them. So basically, I guess I'm just done. I'm about to wrap it up here, but so I've got my new game list updated. It's very short. It's basically all right, there we go. So, oh come on, it was in focus for like a hot second there. Let me put it in front of my face. This always happens every time I try to do this. All right, so there we go. All right, cool. So Monster Hunter Wilds, I checked it because I already pre-ordered it. Expedition 33. Effing camera. Okay, hold up. Let me just. Okay. There we go. Sorry. Oh, come on. It's not in focus. That sucks. Okay, anyway. I was going to see if I could, like, read it off here when I have it in front of the camera, because it's, like... Then I know it's actually, like, in focus. But, it is not in focus. Anyway. I guess I'll go off of this, because I can kind of see it, but, Monster Hunter Wilds, Expedition 33, which got a date. And it's not $70. I don't even think it's $60, so I'm definitely picking that up. GTA 6, Stalker 2, I did not pick up last year because I traded my Xbox, so that's the whole thing. I also put a new list on here where it says end of year 50% off. Oh, there we go. So Stalker 2, Star Wars Outlaw, I would like to get eventually, but I think I don't know, I'll wait and see on it. Avowed, Love Obsidian, Outer Worlds 2, wait for the complete edition. So that's probably going to get DLC like the first game, and then like a collected edition. So I'm like, let's just like wait on that. And then like 2020, I'm sorry, not 2022. Under that, if you're reading ahead earlier, there's a bunch of question marks on these, because who effing knows, right? It's like Exodus, looks like it's basically a bunch of ex-Bioware people and other people, but like a game in that vein. Mass Effect style space. I mean, there's more to it than that. It's not a Mass Effect clone or anything. It's just like, a bunch of ex-Bioware devs working on a sweet RPG. I'm looking forward to it. Intergalactic, Naughty Dog's next game. Probably not this year, because Ghost of Yotei. Oh, I guess actually Ghost of Yotei has like a question mark at the top. I completely didn't see that because of the zoom or the lack of focus here. But yeah, Ghost of Yotei. Okay, one second. I'll just read the list. Monster Hunter Wilds, Expedition 33, Ghost of Yotei, GTA 6, Stalker 2, Star Wars Outlaw, Avowed, Outer Worlds 2, Exodus, Intergalactic, Sword of the Sea, Mass Effect Next, Please Don't Die Bioware, The Witcher 4, Pragmata, and then like a bunch of games that are who effing knows at this point. So okay, not a bunch, just 3, but missing in action essentially because can't remember why. But yeah, that was Little Devil Inside, Wolf Among Us 2, and then Unsung Story. So Unsung Story is a game I backed on Kickstarter. It should be done by now, honestly, but they've gone back to like redo a bunch of stuff. I don't know, man. The last update they gave was like whatever. I feel like it's done, but they're just like doing last like final phase polish because there's like some stuff that just like isn't good that they got feedback in the early access period. So I could probably play the early access version on Steam. I went to the Discord to like try to look up how to get a code, but I was like, dude, that's not that serious. Like I'm not like dying to play an unfinished game if it's like not in a good state. So it's like I'll just wait. I mean, I got my copy. It's on the way whenever it comes out or whatever. But yeah, this is just like the first pass on this because I what I wanted to do and what I will do is like I want to go back and like look at all the videos and like the presentations of like the PS5 and Series X, like when they were announced and like after, to see like any of the games that are like old. Well, at this point they're not old, but they're like the stuff that's like was new that's not out yet, like the KOTOR remake, that other Star Wars game from Quantic Dream, or just like stuff that's like like gone silent or just development hell, like even like the Perfect Dark game. That's who effing knows, right? It's like there's so many games. It's like, oh yeah, I forgot about that game because it's like it gets announced. Or I guess like that's like the one benefit of like no E3 is like you don't get like all these like shiny CG trailers that like give a release date for a game. The game never like it's just vaporware. Like you have less vaporware, but like it's still a thing, right? Of like, oh, that was a cool thing, but like what happened to it, So I'm just like, I want to go back and look at some of that stuff in the desktop in frame mode as I talk over it video. I don't know what I'm going to call those. And we're at over an hour, so let's just wrap it up. I'm not even going to bother with the call to action. It's just like, dude, may the odds ever be in your favor. Good luck, everybody out there. It's rough out there, because, yeah. I hope, in the words of Arthur Fleck from Joker, you get what you deserve. So I'm hoping everybody gets what they deserve, that they wished / voted / asked for. It's like, this is what you wanted. This is what you wanted. I hope you're happy. Actually, I hope you're not. I hope you're not happy, and I hope all the worst things happen. And then you're like, oh, who do I have to blame for this? And you look in the mirror every day, and it's like, oh, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. I don't know. It's like, yeah, like whatever that is I just said, if I could just like put it in a nice sentence and be like that, just like I said at the beginning, dude, rage all the time. But it's just like it's just under the surface. I gotta hold it in because I gotta just gotta not spontaneously combust or something. But yeah, that's it. I will do it because like if I don't do it, like that's my outro now, man. Like I do the thing, and then I say whatever the f I say at the end, right? It's funny. Like I was gonna start dropping f-bombs like way more, but it's out of habit. I'm not. So at some point, I might just let one slip here or there. Woo! But yeah, so oh my gosh. We made it to the end of the video. China taken. First one of the year. First one. No. They cannot end soon enough. The theocratic fascist regime. So dude, I didn't even know it's been so long. I think isn't it like the Ukraine thing, then the Hong Kong thing, then the Free Palestine thing. Maybe I should like add more, or change it up, whatever. Anyway, or just add. Oh man, I almost said something, but I didn't. Oh. It's worth that anymore, but it's like, yeah, we're not going to. Ugh, man. I have this idea for like a PC mod. I'm not gonna say what it is, and I'm curious like if I could ever figure out how to mod games, like how popular it would get. But it's like, yeah, it's something I would like to try and do and then see like what happens. I'm not gonna say what it is, but that's a nice little taste for you. Anyway, so congrats to Ukraine, glory to Ukraine. Tiananmen Square, 1989, free Hong Kong, free Palestine. Okay, I'm not going to get into it, but like two-state solution is not the answer. It's a one-state solution. Otherwise, you end up with apartheid / segregation. Because it's like, yeah, did you not see what they just did when they could just indiscriminately bomb the country that they annexed, and that's the whole thing. But hey, whatever. Okay, let's not get into digress. Let's not get let's wrap it up. Just wrap it up. Just wrap it up. Wrap it up. Yeah. That's it for this video. All the links are in the bottom. Whatever the F. Feel free to leave a like, comment, subscribe, favorite, share with your friends, or not. That's cool too. And until you see or hear from me again, thanks for watching. And I'm now signing off.